My beloved child, do you realize what just happened? You thought it was small. You thought it was just another prayer whispered into the quiet. Just another moment of resistance when you chose not to give up. Just another tear wiped away when no one was watching. But I tell you now, something shifted. Whatever you did, it worked. In the unseen realm, movement has begun. What felt ordinary to you carrying weight in places you cannot see. The moment you decided to trust me again, even while doubting. The moment you chose obedience instead of fear. The moment you held on when everything and you wanted to walk away. It started something. This is why you must listen carefully right now. Do not dismiss this message. Do not scroll past it thinking it is coincidence. I speak to you at this exact moment because your heart needs confirmation. You have been asking me for a sign, wondering if anything changed. I am telling you, it did. There are chains weakening that you cannot yet see. There are doors adjusting on their hinges. There are conversations being aligned. Just because you cannot see the evidence yet does not mean heaven hath been silent. I have been working in response to your faith. Stay with me in this message. Let it settle into your spirit. And as you receive these words, I want you to act in faith. Like this video as a declaration that you believe I am moving. Share it with someone who feels like their prayers are unheard, because I am speaking to them too. Comment what you have been praying for, and do not be afraid to write it boldly. Subscribe and remain close, because I am unfolding something step by step, and you will not want to miss what I reveal next. My child, this is not the time to retreat into doubt. This is the time to lean in. What you started with your obedience has created momentum. I am drawing back the curtain slowly, and you are about to understand why the waiting was necessary. Whatever you did in faith, even if it felt weak, even if it felt small, it reached me. And when it reached me, it set something into motion that can't simply be undone. My beloved child, I have seen what no one else has seen. I have watched you carry questions in your heart that you did not dare to speak aloud. I have seen the nights when you lay awake, staring into the darkness, wondering if your efforts mattered. You smiled in front of others, but inside you were tired. Tired of hoping. Tired of trying. Tired of believing for something that seemed to remain just out of reach. You asked yourself quietly, was that prayer enough? Did I do it right? Did anything change? And when the sky did not immediately open and the ground did not immediately shake, you assumed perhaps nothing had moved at all. But I was there. I was there when your voice trembled as you prayed. I was there when you chose not to send that message you will regret. I was there when you forgave even though the wound still ached. I was there when you decided to trust me one more time, even after disappointment tried to convince you to stop. You thought it would figure that we met with you. You thought it was small obedience because no one applauded you. But what you call small, I call powerful. What you call insignificant, I call faithful. You have felt overlooked. You have felt like others move ahead while you remain in the same place. You have wondered if I chose others more quickly than I chose you. My child, that thought has weighed heavily on you, and you have carried it in silence. But hear me clearly now, you have never been forgotten. Every quiet decision you made to do what was right mattered. Every time you resisted the urge to quit mattered. Every moment you whispered, I trust you, even when your heart was unsure, mattered. You have also carried fear, fear that you waited too long, fear that you missed your chance, fear that your past mistakes disqualified you from what you are asking me for. You replay moments in your mind, wishing you had acted differently. But I am not bound by your past. I am not limited by your missteps. I do not measure you by your worst moment. I see your heart. I see your desire to grow. I see the effort you are making, even when progress feels slow. And I tell you this with tenderness and certainty. I am not disappointed in you. You are not behind. You are not invisible. You are not foolish for still believing. The very act that you almost dismissed, that prayer, that surrender, that decision, was enough to begin movement. I saw it. I received it. And I responded. You are more seen than you realize, more known than you understand, and more loved than you have allowed yourself to believe. My beloved child, come closer and listen carefully, because I am about to lift the veil from what you have misunderstood. You have been searching for signs in the visible world, waiting for something dramatic to confirm that I heard you. You have been watching circumstances, scanning conversations, measuring outcomes, hoping for something obvious. And when everything appeared the same, you quietly told yourself, maybe nothing happened. But I do not measure movement the way you do. When I begin something, I often begin it beneath the surface. Think of a seed placed into the ground. For a long time, there is no evidence above the soil. If you judged it by sight alone, you would assume it was inactive. Yet beneath that dark surface, life is breaking open. Roots are pushing downward. Structure is forming. Strength is developing in hidden places. This is what has been happening in your life. You expected immediate relief. You expected instant clarity. You expected the door to swing open the very next day. But I am not only concerned with changing your situation. I am building depth within you. And depth cannot be rushed. You have believed that if your faith were stronger, results would come faster. You have thought that maybe you did not pray long enough, cry hard enough, surrender completely enough. But I am not responding to your performance. I am responding to your posture. When your heart turned toward me, even with trembling, that was enough. Let me gently correct this thought. You do not have to earn my movement. You align with it. Some of your frustration comes from expecting the harvest in the same season you planted the seed. But there is a sacred order to growth. First the root, and the stem, and the fruit. If fruit appeared without roots, it would not survive the first storm. I am strengthening what will sustain you. You have mistaken silence for inactivity. You have mistaken delay for denial. You have mistaken calm for stagnation. But I have been arranging conversations you have not heard. I have been softening hearts you cannot see. I have been shifting timing and positioning in ways that require precision. If everything changed overnight, you would celebrate the outcome but miss the transformation within you. And I care deeply about who you are becoming. What started when you obeyed was not just an external shift. It was an internal alignment. Something in you moved closer to me. Something in you chose trust over fear. That alignment releases momentum, even if the evidence has not yet reached your eyes. So release the belief that nothing happened. Release the fear that you imagined the shift. Release the lie that says you are stuck in the same place. Movement has begun. Roots are deepening. Foundations are stabilizing. And when what I am building finally rises above the surface, you will understand why it had to begin in quiet strength rather than sudden display. Trust the unseen work, my child. It is more powerful than you know. My beloved child, let your spirit steady itself in my voice now. What has begun in your life will not fade away. I am not uncertain about what I am doing with you. I do not experiment with your destiny. When I allow something to start, it is because I have already seen its completion. You may only see the middle of the story, but I stand at the beginning and the end at the same time. You have feared that this new momentum might disappear like other hopes did before. You have quietly guarded your heart, telling yourself not to expect too much. You have thought, what if this is just another moment of inspiration that fades? But what was stirred in you did not come from emotion alone. It came from alignment with me. And what is aligned with me carries endurance. Even now, while you wait for visible change, I am reinforcing you. I am building resilience into your character. I am teaching your heart to remain steady even when circumstances fluctuate. This is not wasted time. This is strengthening time. You call it delay because you cannot yet hold the outcome. I call it preparation because I can see what is required to sustain it. There are details being arranged beyond your awareness. Conversations are being positioned. Opportunities are being shaped. Timing is being refined with precision. If I were to release everything to you at once, it would overwhelm you. So I unfold it in wisdom, not in haste. Do not mistake this season for abandonment. I have not stepped back from you. I am closer than you realize. My covering rests over your decisions. My guidance surrounds your path. Even when you feel uncertain, you are not unprotected. You are learning trust that does not depend on constant signs. You are developing faith that stands without immediate proof. And that kind of faith is powerful. It cannot be easily shaken because it is rooted deeper than emotion. The thing that started when you chose obedience is still moving. It is gaining structure. It is becoming stable. What begins in sincerity and surrender does not collapse under pressure when I am sustaining it. I promise you this, what feels fragile now will become firm. What feels unclear will become defined. What feels distant will come into reach at the right moment. You are not behind schedule. You are not forgotten in the process. You are being positioned with intention. So stand steady, my child. Lift your head. Let hope rise again without fear of disappointment. You do not have to force what I am already guiding. You do not have to chase what I am already aligning. Momentum is building. Protection surrounds you. Purpose is intact. And what I have started in your life, I will carry forward faithfully until it stands complete before you. My beloved child, now is your moment to respond. You have heard my voice. You have felt the stirring. You know deep within you that something has begun. Do not step back into hesitation now. Step forward in trust. Lay down the last fragments of doubt you have been holding on to. Release the fear that whispers, "What if nothing changes?" and replace it with the quiet certainty that I am already at work. What started did not start by accident. It began when you chose faith over fear. It began when you whispered yes instead of walking away. It began when you trusted me, even if your trust felt fragile. And now I ask you to continue. Pray again. Believe again. Act again. Not from desperation, but from confidence. The ground beneath you is not unstable. It is being prepared. The path ahead of you is not empty. It is unfolding. Remember this, it started. It is moving. And it will unfold in its appointed time. I am holding your future. I am guarding what concerns you. I am weaving together what you cannot yet understand. There is no wasted obedience. There is no ignored prayer. There is no unseen tear. Everything you placed in my hands remains secure. So breathe deeply now. Let peace settle into your chest. You do not have to strive. You do not have to force outcomes. Rest in me while I complete what I began. Walk forward one step at a time, knowing I am guiding you. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. It started something, and I am faithful to finish it. Rest now, my child. I am with you. My beloved child, if this word has ignited faith in your heart, then you already understand that a single spark can light many lamps. When you sow into this mission, you are not giving to a platform. You are placing seed into soil where weary souls are waiting for rain. I see the ones who arrive here late at night, searching for hope. I see the silent battles behind their screens, and I use these messages as rivers in the desert. When you release your support through Super Thanks or through the PayPal donation link in the description, you are helping my light travel farther than you can imagine. You are placing oil in the lamp so it does not burn out. You are helping manna fall again for someone who thought heaven had gone quiet. Remember what I have said, give, and it shall be given unto you. This is not an old sentence on a page. It is my living voice over you now. As you open your hand, I open pathways before you. And here is your moment of response. If this message strengthened you, step into agreement with me. Do not delay what I am prompting in your heart. The link is waiting in the description, and the QR code is placed before you in this video. This is not about obligation. It is about participation in what I am building. Every seed you sow becomes a harvest in someone else's life. Every act of generosity becomes light breaking through another person's darkness. And as you give, I breathe increase over your provision, peace over your home, and favor over your path. Stand with me in this work. Release your seed. Strengthen the mission. And watch how I multiply what you place in my hands.